You guys want to party like rock stars? Follow me.
Let's get drunk!
Are you going to meet a boy? No sex or booze, okay?
Woo!
With rumors swirling that Ma 2 is officially in the works, yes, that Ma, it's the perfect time to take a look back at one of the strangest horror thrillers of the last few years. Released in 2019 by Blumhouse and directed by Tate Taylor, Ma was a film that seemed straightforward on the surface, but turned out to be anything but.
We going for pizza or what?
Hell yeah, I got $9, bitch!
Hey, guys.
A group of teens partying with a lonely older woman in her basement sounds like the setup for a standard cautionary tale. But what we got was a chaotic blend of psychological horror, trauma, and meme-worthy madness, all anchored by a performance from Octavia Spencer that somehow made it all work. Now, as reports suggest, a sequel is actually in development, with Spencer herself hinting she's open to returning. It's hard not to ask, how did we even get here? What is it about Ma that turned this messy, off-kilter movie into a cult phenomenon that deserves a sequel? And what exactly made the original so weirdly compelling, and sometimes just plain weird?
The bar is open.
What do you think?
We don't know this chick.
It ain't much, but it's all you.
Cool basement.
You're free to do whatever you want down here, but nobody go upstairs.
This is so sick.
When Ma first hit theaters, it was difficult to pin down exactly what kind of movie it was trying to be. The premise alone felt like a blend of a Lifetime thriller and a horror B-movie, but the execution was stranger than anyone expected. The glue holding it all together, though, was Octavia Spencer. Her portrayal of Sue Ann, better known to the teens as Ma, was unlike anything she'd done before. Spencer delivered a performance that was equal parts tragic, unsettling, awkward, and completely magnetic. She was simultaneously pitiable and terrifying, and her unpredictability gave the film a much-needed edge. One of the reasons Sue Ann resonated was that she wasn't a one-note villain. Her actions, horrific as they become, are rooted in deep emotional pain. She was bullied and humiliated as a teenager, and those scars never fully healed. Now, decades later, she's enacting a twisted revenge not only on her former classmates, but on their children, using manipulation and violence in equal measure. It's a revenge fantasy, but filtered through layers of trauma and loneliness.
Damn, Ma, don't you got a job?
Yeah. I guess I should work a double since you guys don't have time for me.
Girl, you need a man.
Girl, you need to watch your mouth.
There's also a quiet layer of racial and social commentary at play. Sue Ann is a middle-aged black woman in a white-dominated small town. The film doesn't make this its primary focus, but it informs how she's treated, how she's isolated, and how her attempts at connection are perceived as suspicious or pathetic. There's an undercurrent of systemic erasure beneath her madness that makes her feel, at least initially, like a tragic figure before the horror fully kicks in. But while Sue Ann is richly drawn, the rest of the cast doesn't hold up as well. The teenage characters fall into cliches: the new girl, the jock, the mean girl, the best friend. They don't get the same depth or nuance, and that hurts the story's emotional stakes. When things begin to spiral and Sue Ann becomes more dangerous, it's hard to really care about what happens to the teens, because they never felt like real people to begin with.
How did she get our numbers?
You know where the party is? Those earrings are beautiful, Maggie. You got a sweet mama, huh?
This feeds into the film's biggest problem: its wildly inconsistent tone. Ma constantly swings between quirky teen drama, psychological horror, and full-blown slasher gore, and it doesn't always know how to balance those shifts. One moment it's awkwardly funny, the next it's deeply sad, and then suddenly it's stomach-churningly violent. The transitions are clunky, and the pacing can feel disjointed, especially in the third act, where everything escalates fast and without much emotional setup. By the time Sue Ann is drugging the teens, sewing mouths shut, and branding them like cattle, the movie has fully embraced a kind of grotesque camp. It's shocking, yes, but also feels disconnected from the character work the first half of the movie tried to establish. Still, it's impossible not to admire how Ma just goes for it. It doesn't hold back, and it doesn't apologize for being as weird as it is.
Who are you with?
Just some kids from school.
You have a boyfriend. Men are dogs.
There's something off about Ma.
Seriously? She's harmless.
And maybe that's exactly why Ma has stuck around. It's not a great movie in a traditional sense, but it is a memorable one. It occupies that strange, uncomfortable space between horror, satire, and melodrama, and it does so with total commitment. The dialogue is quotable, the imagery is striking, and Spencer's performance is unforgettable. Even when the movie doesn't work, it's never boring. So the idea of a Ma 2 doesn't seem quite as absurd as it once might have. Horror villains have come back from worse than burning down with their house. Whether it's a sequel, a prequel, or something else entirely, the very fact that Blumhouse is exploring it speaks to the cultural footprint the original left behind. If Ma 2 does happen, there's a chance to dig deeper into what made the first one tick, to give the story more emotional weight, develop the supporting cast, and maybe even double down on the bizarre energy that made the original stand out. At the very least, we know one thing. Ma is back on our screens, and probably back in our nightmares.
And her basement's pretty much the best drinking spot in town.
We can't go up there.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this breakdown, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Did Ma work for you, or was it just too weird to handle? And what would you want from Ma 2? Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into horror's weirdest corners, and ring the bell so you don't miss what's coming next.
And the hard part is when they can't even see you standing right beside them.